realize this video may seem premature because like 12 pounds, 2 weeks, la-di-da. But there's a few reasons I wanted to put this out. Right now it feels like an inevitability instead of a possibility, which is a great feeling to have. It's taken me 40 years to get here, but that's where I'm at. Hi guys. So I'm not a professional fitness guru. So if you're here for expertise advice on that, don't do that. But what I am is 40 years old, and I am overcoming quite a few physical limitations, challenges in my wellness journey, including some spinal injuries, some circulatory disease diagnoses. There's issues. We know as we get older we have a few more things going against us. So like I said, I just turned 40. I just had a spinal injury in February, a couple months ago. Spinal injection 2 days ago. And a myriad of other health-related challenges that I've been pinpointing over the last decade or so, that I finally feel like I got a handle on. So, but I am in my 40s, I am losing weight, and if you're frustrated and if you're hurting physically or emotionally, let's be real, and you're just not sure how you're going to find your way to feeling better, these are just 3 things that I think you can concentrate on. Like, get rid of all the other crap, clear your list, clear your atmosphere, and focus on these 3 things, and hopefully you'll start seeing success like I have. Now, for a bit of history, at the beginning of 2020 I lost about 30 pounds pretty quickly, and then I hurt my back, as I do. And I gained it all back and then some. And then over the last few years, I've cycled through losing it, injuring myself, gaining it back. I was maintaining around 245, which I don't care about the number. I could tell you I weigh like 350 pounds and it wouldn't change what I look like or how I feel. I feel like I'm 80 years old. So I was maintaining around, on average, around 245 at that time. And then this past February, I injured my back where I was pretty much sedentary. Like, I couldn't move much at all for several weeks. And when I could move after that, it was extremely limited. It still is pretty limited. So I peaked at around 260. And that's about when I had my spinal injection as like a last ditch effort to avoid having spinal surgery. So after I got that dialed in, I lost 11.5 pounds in 14 days. Now, I understand that momentum's not going to continue. It never does. I've done this enough times to know, like, the initial weight loss that you see, it's, you know, it's water weight, it's this, it's that. It's not sustainable, it's not maintainable. But the first few weeks are the easiest to see the improvements, even if they feel the hardest if you're trying to make like lifestyle changes. But now, because I've been diagnosed with a circulatory disease, with a ligament disorder, now with my back pain, and now that I've got the knowledge and the tools and the resources to know how I'm supposed to combat these complications, I feel I'm in a much better place to understand cognitively what's happening inside of me, to know that I'm on the right track and making progress, even when in a few weeks from now the plateau is coming. The plateau, it's just a plateau in numbers, it's not a plateau in your progress. So I'm feeling pretty good. This is just gonna be a rundown of what I'm concentrating on. Number 1, feed your body. Do not starve yourself. Please do not starve yourself. Especially as we get older, our bodies are more sensitive to changes in our diet and our levels of activity. It means our bodies are more adept at preparing for challenges that may arise, like famine. So your body will just hold on to every bit of energy it can as it progresses to this like efficient homeostasis machine that it is. It's expanding less energy to do the same amount of work and holding on to more energy that you consume for use at a later time, which means the same diet and exercise regimen that you followed when you were younger will do next to nothing for you now, if anything. All the more reason you should be concentrating on giving yourself good food. I'm talking nutrient-dense, protein-filled meals with healthy fats. And you don't have to go crazy like full-blown on keto or anything like that. I am at the moment because I happen to do well on it in short stints. It's not sustainable for me long-term, even though I feel really good while I'm on keto. Personally, I don't feel like it's sustainable for me because I hate cooking. If it takes longer for me to prepare than it does for me to eat it, I don't want to do it. So by all means, just find the foods that you love, and figure out if there is a more nutrient dense version that you could sub in instead. Don't take stuff out of your diet. Start with putting stuff in. And as time progresses, you'll be able to pull back on those other things that you realize or should not be, in your daily routine or in your daily rotation of meals. So long as the notions are sound for what your body needs, that's what you want to go with. Your other alternative is to what? Just blindly follow that, adage, burn more calories than you consume. Like, thanks, Sherlock. Haven't tried that before. So why doesn't that work for everybody? Why isn't everybody just as fit as can be and super healthy? Because it's more complicated than that, and we know it. Because what happens then? We plateau, right? You can't just cut calories, plateau, and live your life that way. Sure, maybe if you've got 10, 15 pounds to lose, but if you're looking to lose, 60, 70, 120 pounds, there's only so many times you can cut calories and plateau before you're down to 800 calories a day, still working out 2 hours a day, plateauing and miserable. Like, who wants to live like that? It's not sustainable. You can't do it. And sometimes we have to take some time to reverse engineer our bodies out of that slump because we're just killing our metabolism. So feed your body instead. I can't describe it as eloquently as someone else has. I will link to her, but Misfit and Nerdy, if you haven't followed her, do it now. She has numerous videos about reverse dieting and how to build up your maintenance level calories to something that's more sustainable so that you don't have to be miserable while you're cutting weight. Feed your body. I know it'll seem counterintuitive to those of us who are used to dieting all of our lives, but put energy into choosing the right foods for you specifically, whatever your nutritional needs are. Put a little extra thought into if you're making the best choices. The satiation you feel from getting the right types of nutrients are going to have you naturally cutting back on things that you shouldn't be having. And that'll probably mean a cut in calories. And if it doesn't, that's not the end of the world, because if you're getting the correct nutrients from those calories, your body is going to use them instead of store them. So I'd urge you not to worry about the calories. Do not count calories if it's going to make you crazy like it makes me crazy. Make the correct food choices and let your body tell you how it's doing. Just whatever you do, please do not starve yourself. As you get older, you're only shooting yourself in the foot by starving yourself. It's not doing anybody any good, yourself or the people around you. Put down the weapon. Put down the weapon and pick up a fork, please. Do not starve yourself. Number 2, work your body. Now, I know this also sounds like a no-brainer, but hear me out. Work your body the specific way you need to work your specific body in this specific moment of time. Now, nobody is saying, maybe some people are saying, I'm not saying you need to get in the car, go to the gym, work out for an hour, shower, by the time you get back, 2 hours are gone. No, 15 minutes. We all have that. I double majored while working. I know, we're busy, I get it. But we all have 24 hours in the day, and we can find 15 minutes once or twice to get this done. Because here's the thing. Whatever you do now is more than you would be doing if you're doing nothing. And if you are doing something, this is your chance to make sure that you're getting the most out of your time. And number 3 is to rest your body, which also may seem intuitive, but how many of you are actually doing it? Honestly. I know we can all get into that mentality of all or nothing, into that mindset of no pain, no gain, and at a certain point, when you reach a certain age or physical capability, it's not healthy. It's not a good mindset. It's not going to do you any good. Sometimes pushing through the pain, pushing through the pain is rarely the answer when you're combating other health issues. You have to differentiate that pain of muscle fatigue to the pain of all the other ailments that you're coming down with, and recognizing what is happening to your body and cataloging it into okay, is this something that I need to treat or deal with or stop or pause or alter my mobility approach? And there's just a lot of complications, but you need to give your body time to process those first few steps of feeding your body and working your body. So this is not a point where you can fake it till you make it and do a Chloe Ting workout challenge where you're busting your ass for 60 days or however long to get your beach body. That's not me. If you're watching this, that's probably not you. And you will do more harm than good trying to push yourself through these challenges that are, quite frankly, for healthy people. They might not be physically fit, but they are of a healthier body than anybody who would be watching this video. So rest, it's going to give your body the chance to rebuild everything that you've broken down through your exercises. As minuscule as your exercises may be when you first start out, believe me, I know, because I had to start from scratch. My first 2 weeks of workouts were lying on the floor, tilting my pelvis in the right way to make sure I wasn't going to be hurting my back. That's it. Just pelvic tilts. That was it. And as someone who did used to work out very hard when I was younger, it was difficult to wrap my brain around. It was kind of like a why bother, because you don't feel those small muscles being worked on. You don't feel the burn of a good workout, and you kind of feel like, is this doing any good? But you just stick with it. It does. The stabilizing muscles are real and we don't work them enough, which is how I landed in the position I'm in now. Is I did not have the stabilizing muscles built up enough to keep my back from injuring myself, along with all my other ailments, like my ligamentous laxity, which, other than a Harry Potter spell, just basically means I have loose ligaments. So when I stretch, my ligaments stretch before my muscles do, so I end up tearing them and putting a lot of stress on my ligaments, which also means, you know, it's just another complication. We have to work through these, where, you know, if I work out, it's usually healthy. Yeah, you stretch after you work out to, you know, keep your muscles safe. I can't do that. So it really is dialing into whatever process is going to be right for you. But aside from those no pain, no gain workouts that we've had to leave in the past, it's a practice in patience and maturity and a cognitive presence to know what you're capable of. So for that plateau that I know is coming, cognitively, I know I'm in the best place that I've ever been in my life, because I understand what's going on inside of me. And I understand the work that my body is doing, even if it doesn't show up on whatever metric I'm looking at. The mental clarity is a huge benefit. It's going to be your driving motivation some weeks, and it's a different mindset, but that's what we need as we progress. So not only resting our bodies, but good sleep is going to be monumental in letting us keep this mindset, so that we don't get too discouraged and we don't have those, you know, cortisol dips and plunges and peaks that have our cravings going crazy, that are just going to sabotage us. So get the rest you need, get good, decent sleep. I know there's complications, but honestly, if you say you don't have time, what is the priority that you're putting in front of yourself? Because we all have time. Honestly, it's just you are choosing to put something in front of good rest. What is it? Is it worth it? The only person who really has, or the only type of person who has an excuse here, parents of young children. They can't help it. There's nothing you could do at that point. They own you. I understand that. But other than that, I feel like everybody should be able to find the time to set these priorities correctly if their health really is their main concentration right now. You need to find the time and the energy and the mental stability to focus on feeding your body, working your body, and resting your body. You can set a bedtime routine. Set boundaries for yourself and the people in your life if they're not a young child, which boundaries are good for them too, but you get what I'm saying. Everyone's needs are different, but take the time to really understand, because you owe it to yourself to feel truly rested, but also to get the most out of all the work that you're putting into the first 2 steps of this. Nobody wants to change their lifestyle habits, to work out more, and to change their diet. It's hard work, only to sabotage that work and not see any results because they're not resting well. So don't sabotage all the work that you're doing by staying up until 3 a.m. like scrolling Instagram. I see you. Don't do it. Seriously, just rest your body. In summary, right? Feed your body, work your body, rest your body in the correct way for your specific body. And I realize this video may seem premature, because like 12 pounds, 2 weeks, la-di-da. But there's a few reasons I wanted to put this out. So first off, the relatability. The other times that I've tried to do this, I have not found relatable content to watch. I've found women older than me, much more better off than me, already at the end of their journey, and it just hasn't been relatable. I wanted to find people like me going through the same things that I'm going through with challenges, not to diminish these challenges, but something other than just, you know, I don't have time, I don't have the willpower, you know, there's a lot of challenges that everybody faces, and not to diminish those, but I wasn't seeing people with the same challenges that I have right now, which is a lot of physical limitations. So that's why I'm putting this out now, before I've already had success, which I'm already on my way. Right now it feels like an inevitability instead of a possibility, which is a great feeling to have. It's taken me 40 years to get here, but that's where I'm at. And I wanted to start documenting it as soon as possible, because this is the content that I wanted to find. All the other times where I wasn't quite ready yet, or I didn't have the knowledge that I needed yet to be successful, and now that I have it, I just know that I want to start documenting this from the get-go. So when I tell you this isn't my first rodeo, take it to the bank. Like, I've lost 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds in the past before, and due to complications, A, B, and C happened, and I'm still here. So, but this time is the time. And now it just fell into the perfect timing to where I have the chance, the ability, the capability to document this and share it with anybody that it could be helpful for. So I'm excited for myself, but I'm also excited for anybody else who finds this helpful, who is finding this relatable. I want to talk about it. I want to build a community of people who can relate to one another and support each other and give each other the motivation and inspiration that they need, coming from real people on a week-to-week basis, just making improvements, and not just the improvements that we see visibly, but the improvements that we feel and the improvements that we just cognitively know are happening inside of our bodies. So sharing knowledge and sharing expertise in maybe the scale doesn't move, the tape measure isn't changing, but we feel the difference and we get the mental clarity, and we just have all these other health benefits and well-being benefits that are going to compound the longer that we do this. And it's just a whole lot more fun to have some support while you do this, right? Nobody wants to do it alone. And it can be challenging and scary and embarrassing at times. And sure, I'd like to wait until I feel more comfortable in front of the camera before I start documenting and posting this, but I feel like that would be a disservice to the people who could stand to see this now. Let me know what you're struggling with. I want to know. Either here, on Twitter, I'm never going to call it X, Twitter, but below too, we can find a group of people, and whatever you're struggling with, I know it's not going to be the same for everybody, but we can reverse engineer what we need to do to get to the same. You get what I'm saying. We can reverse engineer what we need to do to get you to the same outcome, in that positive direction, right? To be feeling better. Thanks for listening. With love and gratitude. See you later.